channel. Today's video is going to be my best of 2018 makeup products. So all the products that I loved the most this year. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. My links will be in the description box below. So if you want to see what all of my favorite beauty products from the year of 2018 were, then just keep watching and we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with base products, and I will say my skin type has kind of changed this past year. My skin has gotten quite a bit more dry. I wouldn't say that I have dry skin. I feel like it's kind of a normal combination because it does get oily sometimes. And then like today I did my makeup and I just felt like I had to apply so many glowy products to my skin because everything was just like kind of patching up and like just sticking. And I feel like I did not used to have that problem ever. I didn't even know what that was like. Anyways, enough about my skin. I just wanted to quickly mention that just so you guys kind of know what kind of products I go for. So the first two products are base products. And these aren't necessarily primers, to be honest. Primers haven't really been my thing this year. Just not really what I've been going for. I just want something really moisturizing and illuminating just because that's been the kind of thing I've been going for. The first one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This is technically just supposed to be a primer and moisturizer in one, and I really enjoyed this. I love how dewy and just moisturized my skin looks with this. And then the other one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. This is just super glowy. It gives your skin an absolutely beautiful radiance, and there's no like shimmers or glitters in it, so I just think it looks super natural under your foundation, or if you want to mix it in with something as well, it gives it a really dewy look, and I just love both of these products. I did discover them a little later in the year, but they're just the ones I've been using ever since I've gotten them. And then next I have a foundation and a BB cream. Honestly, I haven't really been into the full coverage look either this year, just not what I've been going for. And I also haven't tried a bunch of different foundations and base products like that this year, so these are just what I've tried and what I've liked. So the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation, I've had this for a long time and I've used it kind of on and off. I like this when I want a little bit more coverage, but I do find I have to mix it with something a little bit dewier, like one of those primers or base products, whatever you want to call them, just lately because my skin has been a little bit more dry. It hasn't really held moisture that well. The product that has been my go-to all year that I'm almost completely out of, I have like a tiny bit left in there. This is just the product I've been using all year, been loving all year, and it's absolutely my favorite base product. I want to try some more in the next year, but this is what I've come to love. And this is the LA Girl Pro BB Cream. I've talked about this quite a bit on my channel. This has just been my go-to product for my everyday life, and honestly all the time. I just think this is great. I love using something lighter coverage and then going in and spot concealing with a concealer. And speaking of concealer, my favorite concealer this year has been the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And again, got this a little later in the year, but it's all I've used pretty much since I got it. It's just such a great concealer. This is in the shade Custard, by the way. It's just really great coverage, and it has a nice soft matte finish, which I do like a little more for concealer. If I'm putting it on blemishes or underneath my eyes, I just want it to stay there, and I just find that this does a really great job of that, honestly. So definitely been my go-to concealer for the year. I also like the NYX HD, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This has just been the best since I've discovered it. Now for powders, the two powders I used and loved the most this year are the IT Cosmetics By Pores Pressed Powder and the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. Pressed powders have really just been my go-to this year. Honestly, I can't be bothered to make a mess with a loose translucent powder. I've kind of been more into the quick, simple, natural makeup routine this year, and so I just like a pressed powder to make it more simple. And the one I used for like the first half of the year nonstop was the IT Cosmetics By Pores Pressed Powder, and I still love this. It's a great powder, but more recently, actually for quite a while, I've been using the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and I really like this one because it kind of sets it a little better. I don't know how to explain it, but I do like both, and I think they're both really great powders, especially if you like pressed powders and you want something that's a little bit quicker. Alright, so bronzer. I haven't tried a lot of bronzers this year, honestly. Barely have tried any, but the two that I have, I absolutely love and cherish with all my heart. These are my favorite bronzers of life, the best bronzers I've ever used, hands down. The first one is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I have used this so much this year. If you go back and look at like my first video of the year, I think I talked about this bronzer and it was like completely perfect yet. Now it's just like a mess. I mean, I don't wear makeup every day, not even close. So considering that this is like used so much and it's like majorly hit pan and it's like cracked in a few places, definitely proves that I've used this a ton. But if it wasn't for this next bronzer, I probably would be completely out of this one because I've been using this one a lot more. This is the Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer in the shade Baked. This is the perfect shade. There could be no more perfect shade. The reason I love this is because I haven't been really using powders on my face that much this year. I have, like, when it comes to blush and a highlight, but just base products, I haven't been using powder a ton to set my makeup. So I love using a cream bronzer. I love this one. It's amazing. And yeah, there's not too much to say about it. It blends beautifully. It's not harsh. It's super natural, super seamless. And I love this with my e.l.f. stipple brush. It's the best combo, best duo in the universe, to be honest. If you haven't tried that, go ahead and do so. And I hope it blesses your life. You're welcome. Blushes. Blushes are a little bit trickier for me. I do have more blushes than almost anything else in my collection, besides lip products, of course, and maybe highlights. It's just hard for me to find ones that I absolutely love because they have to be just the right amount of pigmented and just, you know, blendable enough. But these blushes are absolutely beautiful. They're my favorite blushes this year. The first one is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Party. And this is what it looks like. This actually came with my Sephora birthday gift, I believe last year, but it's been more this year that I've really fallen in love with it and use it non-stop. This is the blush that I use the most, and I can't believe I haven't hit pan on it, but I guess I don't use a ton of blush. This is what the color looks like. It's so pretty and neutral and just like the blush that goes with everything, to be honest. The next blush is this e.l.f. Twinkle Pink blush. I'm not even sure what the exact like line name is, but it's this really pretty peachy, shimmery, glowy blush, and it's so pretty. I've just loved this whenever I want like a pop of peach, which isn't every single day, but whenever I'm in the mood for that, especially in the summertime, I love this blush. And then I have these L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable blushes. I have two shades. First one is Precious Peach, and this one is Baby Blossom. This one is a very cool toned pink, and this one is a peachy shade. I've fallen in love with these more recently, again, a little bit more towards the last half of the year. They're super, super blendable, just like it says, True Match Super Blendable Blushes. I bought these when I was trying out different blushes for my wedding day, which was last year, but like I said, I've fallen in love with them this year. They're not too pigmented, which I find can be hard. If a blush is too pigmented, it is harder to blend. That's just the simple truth of it. Unless you go in with a really light hand, it's just a little bit harder to blend blushes that are super pigmented because you don't want it to look super harsh on your cheeks and you don't want it to be patchy. And these are just great. The pigmentation is just perfect, not too pigmented, so I can kind of dip my brush in there quite a few times, which I personally like. I don't like having to be so careful that I just have to tap my brush in. It's definitely nice to have a pigmented blush, but just for me personally, it takes longer to blend out. So really like those blushes. And then for highlights, I have 4 highlights. Yeah, 4. Obviously the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I've loved this for more than this year, but especially this year I've used it so incredibly much. I honestly don't know how this isn't completely gone. Like, this is still full and I use it all the time, probably more than any other makeup product in my collection. I use it so much and it's still going strong. It's absolutely beautiful and natural and pretty and just like a glow from within. Perfect for a bride, or even if you want to just dust this all over your face, which is kind of what I did today, but then I wore another highlight as like my actual highlight. I just kind of dusted this everywhere and it just gives a super beautiful glow from within and I love it. Next highlight is Becca Champagne Pop. This is the mini. I got this in the Allure Beauty box, which was at the end of this past year. So I've been wearing it all year and loving it all year. I think I talked about this in my January favorites. Beautiful, beautiful highlight. It's just this perfect champagne-y shade. And I love this all the time, no matter what my skin color is, but I do like it a little bit more when I'm a little darker just because it shows up and pops and just looks a little bit better, but it is beautiful for all skin tones. Next is the Morphe High Impact Highlighter in Spark. Again, got this a little bit more towards the end of the year, but ever since I've gotten it, I've worn it so much. I mean, there's highlights in my collection that I've had for a year or 2 years, and I've worn them so much less than I've worn this one, even though I've only had it for a few months, maybe a little longer. It's just beautiful. It looks a little dark in the pan, but it's actually super bright and illuminating and beautiful on the cheekbones. The next one is actually an eyeshadow. This is the Maybelline Expert Wear eyeshadow in the shade The Glow Down. It's a beautiful gold shade. This is beautiful on the lids or as a highlight. That's what I bought it for, to wear as a highlight. And I'll be honest, I haven't worn this a ton. But the reason it's in this video is because it's just such a great deal and it's really, really beautiful. It's super blinding. The only reason I haven't worn it a ton is because I haven't been going for that look as much recently. So I've been going a little bit more for like my Essence highlighter or even the Morphe one. This one is like super blinding. The Morphe one is blinding, but this is like intense shine, and it really packs a punch, but it's not like glittery or sparkly at all. It's definitely very smooth on the cheeks, and it's absolutely beautiful. And if you want to shine to the heavens and you just want to make like a statement with your highlight, this is the one, and it's literally $2 at Walmart, so don't sleep on that. Brow products. So my favorite brow products this year have been the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer Pencil and the Precisely My Brow Pencil. Love these both. They're really amazing. This L'Oreal one is obviously a lot more affordable than the Benefit one, but I love them both, and they're both really great. As far as eyebrow gel, the Brow Stylist Plumper has been amazing. I loved this. I'm definitely going to repurchase it when I run out. It just adds like a really nice tint to the brows, and it's not clumpy or anything weird like that. And then for a clear brow gel, I've been loving the e.l.f. one. It's just very simple, basic. I definitely haven't tried a lot of clear brow gels this year, but this one is really good, and so this is what I use whenever I don't want a tinted one. Again, the natural simple look has been more my thing this year, so I don't really have eyeshadows to talk about, but I do want to mention the Jaclyn Hill palette because I've obviously used this a ton. I used it all the time. I love it. Everyone's talked about it, but it's beautiful and very versatile. And so yeah, that's kind of the eyeshadow palette I've used the most, just because it has everything in it and I don't wear eyeshadow that much anyways. Also, I know this isn't actual makeup, but the two sponges I have absolutely loved all year, and my favorite ones that I've ever used are just the Real Technique sponge and the Blue Beauty Blender. Both of these are really amazing, great quality. I love this Blue Beauty Blender just because it's a little bit more soft and just blends everything out so seamlessly. And I also like that it has the round side because I like that for blending out my foundation, and this one's flat on the one side, but I do really like this for the under eyes, setting with powder, anything like that. These are just both great sponges. Definitely recommend. We have lip products next, and I have quite a few. Probably not as many as some people, but a lot for me to mention in a video. I've been loving the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips and the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lips. So my favorite Ultra Satins are Strip and Point Zero, and my favorite Ultra Glossy Lips are Stilo and Moonchild. Moonchild is the collaboration with Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. The Dream Street one. These have been my favorites. I absolutely love them. The Ultra Satin Lips are super comfortable and they wear really nicely. They don't like wear off grossly or give you nasty lines on the inside of your lips or anything like that. They definitely aren't transfer proof, but they're so much better than the Ultra Matte Lips from ColourPop. They're so much more comfortable. I honestly can't even wear the Ultra Matte ones. They're just way too drying for me, and those are perfect. And then the Ultra Glossy Lips in Stilo and Moonchild are absolutely beautiful as well. I've been loving gloss a lot more this year, and these are just so pretty, so glossy, so shimmery. And then speaking of gloss, I of course have my Fenty Gloss Bomb, which I'm so in love with. This gloss is everything to me. I did a whole video dedicated to this gloss and affordable dupes for this gloss because I really want everyone who maybe can't afford a $20 lip gloss to be able to find something very similar that they love. If you haven't watched that video yet, I will link it down below. It's done pretty well considering. So yeah, love this gloss, and it's honestly almost half gone, which is insane for me because I don't wear makeup that much, honestly, in my everyday life. And when I do, I don't wear lip products all the time. So just considering how little I wear makeup to how little I wear lip products to how little I wear lip gloss out of those times, considering this is almost half gone and I haven't even had it for a year, I don't think is really incredible. Moving on from that, I have some lip products from Bite. I have a buttercream lipstick and a Mousse Bouge lipstick and a matte lip crayon, or matte cream lip crayon. These are so beautiful. I don't even want to mention them for the shades, but just for the formula on these, I have never tried one by Beauty lip product that isn't absolutely beautiful. They're so creamy and comfortable, and they just look so healthy and beautiful on the lips. I just love all of the Bite lip products. These are just the ones that I have right now, but they're all amazing, and they're just, quality is so top notch. So moving on to something a little bit more affordable, I have 4 of the Wet n Wild Mega Last lip colors. These are incredible for the price. You pay like $2 for these and the quality is so good. They're like a matte finish, but they're not too matte. They're not like drying, and they're so pigmented and beautiful, and the fact that you pay $2 for these is insane. Like, they're just such great quality. I have 4 of these. This one is Stoplight Red, and it's this really bright, fiery red shade, and it's so beautiful. And then I have Bare It All, which is a nice nude shade. It's really pretty, and it goes with a lot of stuff. One of my favorite nudes, actually, to be honest. And then we have Cherry Bomb. This is like a deep reddish cherry kind of shade. Perfect for the fall time. It's really, really pretty. And then the last one, which is my most recent purchase, is Mochalicious. Oh my gosh. These do come in cheap packaging. You get what you pay for in that sense, but the lipstick quality is so amazing that it's definitely worth it. This one kind of dropped in my purse, so it's a little bit messed up, kind of gross, but this shade is absolutely beautiful. Again, this is Mochalicious, and it's just a really pretty fall shade as well. It's like a muted brownish mauve shade, kind of. It's hard to explain, but I love this shade for like that muted brown grungy look. It's so fun and I love it. I have a couple of random ones here. Then I've got one L'Oreal Color Riche Shine lipstick. I've got a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss, and I have a Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. Starting with the Revlon one, this isn't matte in my opinion. I feel like it's a very satin finish, but it's so beautiful. I actually had another one of these lip products, but I lost it, so I just have this shade, but it's a beautiful reddish shade, and it's super pretty. Very, very beautiful formula. I feel like that's what makes these stand out. The formula is just super, super comfortable, and it wears nice. For the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss, I've got the shade Bare Attraction. I've been loving this a lot in the last couple of weeks. I don't know why. I've had this literally forever, and I think I might have used it in like a Valentine's Day tutorial at the beginning of the year, but I just fell in love with it recently, even though I didn't wear it that much before. It's just such a pretty shade, and the formula is so comfortable. I love the way it feels, and it smells like Nerds or something. It just smells like candy, and it's so, so beautiful. And then for the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine, I have this shade Varnished Rosewood. It's just this really pretty nudie kind of cool toned purpley shade. It's hard to explain. I just think this is really pretty. I love the formula on this. It's like a glossy, shiny lipstick, and it's just sheer and pretty and really, really comfortable. So I like that one as well. And then I think we're almost done. For setting sprays, we have the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray and the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Both of these are really amazing. I do prefer the NYX one a little bit more, but I just ran out of this. It's like empty now. I really do like this Cover FX one, and I've been using it a lot since the NYX one is done. I did use it before that, but I've just been using it more recently. And yeah, those are both really great setting sprays. Again, that's just what I go for, a dewy finish. Yeah, guys, those are all of the products that I had to talk about. All the things that I loved the most in 2018. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. Also, subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe. Also, follow me on my other social media. The links will be in the description box down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!